PKD, let me start by asking you a simple question. Well, first of all, you have to agree, there is no Karunanidhi, there is no Jayalalitha, and Tamil Nadu has always been a state, PKD, that has gravitated, that has yielded to political figures, demigod-like figures who have ruled the state of Tamil Nadu for the better part of our independence, rather. There is obviously that lacuna that could not be filled by the AIDMK, and on top of that, there were differences between cadres within the AIDMK, and that is obviously to do with the inclusion of BJP and giving them a number of seats for these elections. Stalin is a formidable force, and there is every opinion poll pointing towards the fact that he is going to be the next chief minister. Where do you stand on that? And where do you stand on the BJP's inroads in Tamil Nadu being in some way stopped by the presence of MK Stalin?
Firstly, Vineet, that there is no doubt today MK Stalin is a formidable force, political brand in Tamil Nadu. In fact, maybe I would like to admit the fact that he is the topmost political brand of Tamil Nadu today, and there is no question about it. He has built his brand over I think in 1982 or so, he first time contested an election. And from since then, he's the 68-year-old grandfather turned youth leader. Still that the aura what as a political brand he has created himself as a youth leader even at the age of 68-year-old grandfather. So the idea of this election is most crucial for Stalin as compared to anyone else, even whether it is a AIDMK leader, the chief minister or the deputy chief minister, or even to the Kamal Hassan, or forget about anybody else. For MK Stalin, this election in Tamil Nadu is the most crucial one. One, because despite being the real political force for the last so many years, he was always under the shadow of his great father, MK Karunanidhi, till the last election. This is the first election the DMK is going to for the polls under his captaincy officially. So I think a lot goes on his shoulder this time around. If he is not able to make it, of course, I have no doubt that he will be the biggest loser, and it may be very difficult for him to wait for another 5 more years. By the time he may become almost a 73-year-old to become a chief minister. So this is a time for him it's like a do or die situation. But then only different things is that MK Stalin from the Chennai mayor of today's chief ministerial candidate, it's a long journey for him. But will he be able to carry the same kind of a legacy of his great father? That's one thing which only the time will tell. Another thing, most important thing is that he also had to internally fight his family business. The family business, when I say, it's the political business, because these are all these family-driven private limited companies which runs this political party. It is not any democratic parties. It is a natural that that his Uday Stalin, his son, is now becoming to take his father's mantle in few years from now. So the idea is that then he had to internally fight with his sister, his older brother, the MK Alagiri, and etc. He has been successfully able to come out as the hero within the family, and as well as the natural heir for the party, and as of Karunanidhi. I think it's going to be very curious, but I must tell you, it is not going to be a cakewalk, as many predictions are happening for Stalin. That is not going to be the truth. AIDMK is still very strong. BJP per se is putting a lot of weight on AIDMK to perform better, and there is a huge support which is coming in, and you have seen that the way the Prime Minister Modi, Amit Shah, and JP Nada, etc. was campaigning in Tamil Nadu, which has never seen in the past. So I believe that the Prime Minister is giving too much of an importance in all across platforms for Tamil Nadu, and as if giving that the gap between the Dravidian party or the Hindi movement to be taken away, and to make it much more the entire Tamil Nadu much more closer to as a national entity. A lot of credit goes to the Prime Minister Modi on that. and the gap is coming down quite drastically and so quickly. So I think it's an interesting match. Let's wait for now till May 2nd.
Important in every election. Money is important in every election.
Money is important.
And that is a fact which is irrefutable. But PKD, getting back to the subject, not aberrating from the core of our discussion. In hindsight, in retrospect, considering the infighting which has taken place between the cadres of the AIDMK, owing to the presence of BJP and the influence of BJP, do you think that is something which will be up for some kind of a validation once the election is over and the DMK does come to power?
Yes, definitely DMK will come to power.
Okay, Mr. Ravindra, that question was for PKD. I will, however, take your response on this, but after PKD response.
So I think the broader point what we are discussing, Vineet, today is that MK Stalin as a political brand, will he become a chief minister? If he becomes a chief minister, will he be able to take the lead of an opposition, national opposition
leader?
No,
but PKD, considering the fact that the opposition in the AIDMK finds itself weaker than their previous avatars, it is an opportunity, obviously, for Stalin to make this kind of an impact.
So in fact, that's precisely I said in the beginning also, Vineet, that Stalin has got a little edge over the AIDMK leaders. But that does not mean that Stalin also do not command the kind of charisma what his father was having. So as the AIDMK leaders were not able to, not commanding any Jayalalitha's kind of leadership qualities or the kind of the leadership. So I believe it's more of, I think beyond that we need to look at the politics. I think I agree with Mr. Ravindranath. Politics in Tamil Nadu works not just only on the personality cult. It is more of like a sale offer what you see it in the Delhi streets, a 50% offer or 1+1 offer. This is what typically the Tamil Nadu politics. It is more than the welfare schemes. It is more of like the offerings. You buy the vote by using the taxpayers' money and offer cycles, offer chains, offer money. This is what precisely happened. So all elections do not work only on the basis of one or two things. It is also not possible for anybody to win on one particular person's leadership quality unless he is a master leader like a Prime Minister Modi or somebody like that. So Stalin is still not being considered as a primary leader. He has never faced an election as a chief minister candidate till today. So this is at the age of 68 years, he is for the first time facing an election as a chief minister candidate. If you recall, in 2015, he went on a rebranding exercise of himself. Before 7 months before the 2016 election, he went on a state-wide tour or through the roads, and wherein he was placing himself with different avatars. He was going around in the motorbikes, traveling by bus, traveling by auto rickshaw, just to create an image of himself that he is a person who is connected to the people. So why he did that time, if you really recall, that was primarily to tell the entire cadre across Tamil Nadu that he is the natural hire of DMK, and after Karunanidhi, he is the big boss. Because just to make sure that Alagiri do not command any more power in the family politics. But today, of course, I don't have any doubt to say that MK Stalin do hold a little edge over the others, but please note that AIDMK and BJP combined is a strong party combination to take all the other players. We are also missing that a lot of middle path voters are also going to be with Kamal Hassan. Neutral votes, what you say in politics, they may also go to Kamal Hassan. So there is a pure strong fight between two Dravidian parties, and even if there is a win, I think nobody can predict that it is going to be an easy cakewalk.